Alright guys, so I'm making this YouTube video. It's about Bible prophecy, okay? And I'd have to say, you know what? Ever since I started doing a study on the Nephilim, the super soldiers, started deep diving into and investigating these such topics, you know, spiritual attack has just been, wow, intense. Studying the Book of Enoch, Jasher, and there's even some stuff on the Book of Adam and Eve. You know, if you actually look at it, it's pretty interesting stuff, and it's, trying to think, L.A. Marzulli once said, you know what, this was at his prophecy conference in Pikes Peak, you know, if I was going to remove a book, the Book of Enoch would be the one that I would want to remove if I was a demonic entity. Anyhow, I began studying this stuff and, you know, telling people about it because, you know, I want the truth. And it is unbelievable the amount of interference that I have experienced regarding demonic activity. We're talking miscommunication. We're talking about just the enemy getting in and basically making my life a living hell. But you know what? God's grace is sufficient. That's what it says. Whoa. I'll tell you what, sometimes you just really got to tap into some of those reserves of grace. And then you got to say, you know what? 1 Corinthians 10:13, no temptation has come upon you that is not common to man. You know, he'll give you a way out. And, you know, if it's too tough, you just call upon him. But, you know, I just keep coming back to this thing. These study of end time events. You try and do this stuff, and the enemy, you know, it exposes him. God's word says that, you know what, that Satan creates such a deception that if it were so, even the elect would be deceived. I'm watching some guys on that are pretty intense Bible students of prophecy. These guys like Tom Horn, L.A. Marzulli, Gary Stearman. Lately, these guys have been hanging out together quite a bit. They're on track. But I tell you what, Satan does not want you to know how this whole thing is going to come about. And, you know, I've been looking at this stuff for about 4 years, pretty in depth. And I'd have to say, you know what, it blows my mind. It blows my mind how the church has been dumbed down. It blows my mind how lukewarm we have become, and we've been conditioned to be lukewarm, just to be honest with you. We've basically been told, you know what, if you pay your tithe, you know, if you be a blessing to others, and that, you know, you're not going to really, you know, if your boat is rocked, you're probably in sin. You know, that's not true. If your boat's being rocked by the enemy, you're probably ticking him off, and which is kind of where you want to be, you know. I mean, they wanted to kill Jesus Christ, didn't they? They wanted to kill him. The Pharisees and Sadducees, they sought to kill him. Now, I know that's kind of a hard word, but you know what? The Bible says he who loves his life will lose it. Don't love your life more than you love the Lord. Don't love your life more than, you know, being right with God and, you know, seeking his kingdom first. Doing what is right, exposing the works of darkness, and, you know, above all, just, you know what, getting to know what your authority is. I am amazed at how many people do not know what their authority is in Christ. I didn't know what mine was. You know, sometimes we get it, and then sometimes you get it. And